Alright, I know I'm late to the party on this, but I do want to talk about the nerfs just a little bit here, okay? So, changes to cards in the July 5 update. No accelerate, Keck W. Yeah, basically. Greetings, Shadowverse fans. In the July 5th update, we'll be making changes to 2 cards. This is an explanation of what we're changing and why. Regal Wildcat's effect will be changed. Honorable Thief's defense will be decreased by 1. So, Regal Wildcat just has its accelerate completely removed. 4 days ago, Keck W. Listen! I was setting up the stream so that I could stream basically every day going forward. Why you gotta be so rude? Just 2 changes? Yeah, I know. For a limited time after the update, they'll produce more violence, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's read through the whole thing and then we'll talk about it, okay? After going over high-ranking match data following the release of Fortune's Hand, we found a sudden rise in 2 decks in the rotation format. Rally Sword, aggressive deck, rally effects, blah, blah, blah. Highest win rate at 59.4%, okay? Second highest usage at 18.4, other is Evolve, blah, blah, blah. 55.2, and fourth highest usage at 7.6. So, okay, top 2 decks at this time, win rate, Rally, and Evolve. So, do I understand why it got nerfed? Yes. Should it have gotten nerfed? And we'll expand on that a little bit later as well, okay? So yeah, the accelerate completely removed, blah, blah, blah. Future changes to cards. The next patch will be July 27th. Hopefully earlier than that, because, like, Shadow is kind of like... Shadow's kind of like... You know, so hopefully earlier than July 27th, but yeah, okay. So, couple of points I wanted to cover. One, I wanted to read the patch notes because a lot of people just see the nerfs and then they start molding, okay? On the day of the nerf, I was in Discord, okay? I saw y'all, all right? Some guy literally just read the headline, then he went on the Discord and started screaming. He was like, I can't believe they nerfed my sword. It's like, all right, buddy, I get that you're mad. But can you, like, read the patch notes? They just immediately started screaming. It was crazy, all right? It was crazy. Every pro player I know thinks the nerf is pretty bad. Yeah, I agree. The nerf is pretty bad. So here's why, okay? One, my first point, I don't think Sword is as bad as people are making it out to be. I think Sword is an okay deck. Still performing okay in tournaments. Obviously it performed well on ladder, right? So, did it deserve the nerf? I don't think so, but I can see why. It's getting counter decks popped up left and right for Sword. Yes, this is exactly why. So, here's another point. So, we've seen this before in expansions, right? Where Sword is really, really good in like the first few weeks, but then people start countering it, right? And then Sword becomes less of a problem. That being said, I don't think that just win rates should be how they balance the game, right? So, say Sword does get countered easily, but maybe it still doesn't really fit the vision for the game. Then it gets changed because, I don't know, Regal Wildcat's problematic or whatever. I understand that, but the problem is that in the patch notes, they pretty much use the win rates as the justification, so I can't really use that in the defense of this patch, right? So, you know, I'm kind of like split on that, alright? Was Regal Wildcat a problem? People are gonna say no. It's been around for ages. It's not an issue. Honestly, I did think Regal I think Regal Wildcat's a really good card, right? I mean, Regal Wildcat, it enabled the rally. You can get the charge on Zelgenia. Frankly, I don't really like the fact that it can do the OTK with the Zelgenia. I understand why it does, but like, if it were me, I would have probably hit Wildcat because I don't really like the design of it, but I don't like the way the nerf happened, okay? Like, they completely got rid of the accelerate. I think that was a little harsh. It kind of really changed the flavor of the card, you know what I mean? Like, getting rid of the accelerate completely, it just feels kind of crazy. I'm thinking like accelerate. I said this on Discord too when the patch was announced, right? I'm thinking like accelerate 5, you know, or keep accelerate 4 but summon one less guy. I think that would have been a little more reasonable if you really wanted to hit the Wildcat, right? So, for me personally, my least favorite part of the Wildcat is the OTK aspect. I just feel like that's kind of uninteractive. Okay? They didn't hit that part, obviously, but of course hitting the accelerate part makes Regal Wildcat less consistently run, which indirectly nerfs that aspect of the card as well. So honestly, Regal Wildcat, people are crying, they're saying they hate the nerf. I understand where you're coming from. Personally, I think Regal Wildcat was strong enough to get nerfed, but I don't like the way it was nerfed, okay? The Honorable Thief nerf, okay, Honorable Thief, amazing card, obviously. But this nerf doesn't really feel that impactful. Sure, now if you just play it on 2, it's less of a good 2-drop, because it gets taken out by a lot of the ping tools that Rune has and what have you, right? But a lot of the time you play this on the rally and it just trades and it feels kind of unimpactful. So overall, do I like the nerfs? Not really. Honorable Thief had it coming, TBH? Yes, but this doesn't really feel like it means that much, because a lot of the time you just play it and you trade in. I mean, it does matter, obviously. One less thing. Like, it matters. But it's not as impactful as I think I would have liked. Or Honorable Thief, maybe. And in terms of sword cards, I don't even know if it was the one that needed to... You know, okay. So basically, here's my Spark Notes take on it, right? Should the nerf have happened? 50-50, okay? Is Regal Wildcat good enough to get nerfed? Hot take? I think it was good enough to get nerfed. Do I like the way it was nerfed? No, I don't. I don't like it. I think getting rid of the accelerate completely kind of changes the flavor of the card entirely. And it makes it pigeonholed into like a one of OTK enabler. And that was the part of the card I hated the most, so you know. Not a big fan. I will say though, sword mains are very vocal, right? Not to paint the whole group this way, but on Reddit I always see sword mains complaining about stuff. I don't think sword is that bad. I do think sword is still very much playable, and it's gotten even it's performed in tournaments and stuff too. You know what I mean? But here's the problem: the reason why this nerf feels bad is because it feels like attention wasn't paid enough to other problematic decks that I think in the wake of this nerf has absolutely shown themselves to be more of a problem. Shadow, Rune, right? So obviously swordmains are going to be mad that their cat is nerfed, okay? But I think that the general player base would have been less mad if in the same breath they preemptively nerfed Shadow or Rune, right? They've done this before. There's precedent for it. They don't only nerf reactively. I remember a while back ago, I don't remember exactly what card it was, but I remember reading the patch notes where they nerfed some class, I forgot what it was, but then they also in the same breath preemptively nerfed Haven, because they knew that when they nerfed the initial thing, Haven would become a problem, and then they preemptively nerfed it. Now, back then, Haven wasn't, like, before the nerf happened, Haven was just like, alright, you know what I mean? But, like, they preemptively nerfed Snow White in the past. That's the one, right? That's the one. You know what I mean? And in this case, it wasn't even a preemptive nerf, because even pre-nerf of this one, Shadow and Rune were already, like, super good and super high performers. So I totally think it could have happened. They could have nerfed Shadow and Rune, okay? So I'm not, like, on the staunch position of, this nerf is trash. Thai games hate sword. That's obviously not true. I've seen people actually, like, think that there's some sort of anti-sword agenda. What are you talking about, okay? But I will say that I don't like the way this nerf... Like, I don't like the specifics of it. I get why these cards were nerfed. I don't like the specifics of how they were nerfed, okay? And I also don't like the fact that other cards in more problematic decks weren't nerfed at the same time. Shadow, Rune covered this. So yeah, I'm kind of half and half. Some people say this nerf sucks, okay? And Sword didn't deserve it. I think Sword was really good. But I will say, it's pretty clear now, especially after the nerfs, right? There were other classes that probably deserved it more. Let's just say that. So, what do I want nerfed? Oystered Sacristan, Milteo, Madcap, probably. Yeah, about it. Those seem really good, and those are the problems. So, yeah. That's pretty much all my thoughts. I told you guys it'll be quick. Short video, just slightly over 10 minutes. So yeah, to summarize, TLDR, nerfing Sword, I'm okay with. Not nerfing other classes that are probably worse, not okay with it. The way these were nerfed, also not really okay with it, okay? But I will say, please guys, read the freaking patch notes before you start reading, okay? So that you can like actually have an argument. Because man, on Discord, people were so mad. But there you go. That's it for this video. Like it if you did, don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Shadowverse content in the very near future. Thank you so much to my wonderful patrons. Really appreciate you. See you all next time. Bye-bye.